You ever notice how some people make decent money and still have nothing to show for it? Paycheck comes in, rent, subscriptions, food, car payment, gone. And then there's some guy who doesn't even seem to work that hard. And he's just building something quietly every month. The difference isn't income, it's not luck, it's not even hustle. It's what they do with what they have. And it comes down to one idea: assets versus liabilities. Let's get into it. We're going to use sneakers today. Not because sneakers are some deep financial metaphor, but because almost everyone has bought a pair they didn't need, and that decision, right there, tells you everything about how most people think about money. Not income. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. And what keeps growing after you stop working. A doctor making $300,000 a year and spending $310,000 is not wealthy. He's one bad month from a problem. A guy making $60,000, spending $40,000, and investing the rest consistently, he's building wealth. Slowly, but actually building it. Wealth equals assets minus liabilities. That's it. That's the whole game. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket over time. Stocks, rental property, a business, index funds, bonds, intellectual property, even certain skills that generate income. You own an asset. The asset works. You collect. Back to sneakers. If you bought a limited edition pair, held them, and resold them for more than you paid, that's an asset. Temporarily. Not a great investment strategy, but technically correct. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket over time. Car loans, credit card debt, most subscriptions you forgot you have, that gym membership you use twice a month, the sneakers you bought because they looked clean and now sit in your closet. Liability. You paid full price. They depreciated the second you wore them. You're not getting that money back. Most people's lives are 80% liabilities and 20% assets. That's why they feel stuck. Here's where it gets interesting. The classic pattern goes like this. Person gets a raise, upgrades their lifestyle immediately. New car, nicer apartment, better phone, more eating out. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it's the reason income alone doesn't build wealth. Every time you earn more and spend more at the same rate, you stay in exactly the same position financially. The number on your paycheck grows. Your net worth doesn't. You bought more sneakers, nicer ones. Still liabilities. They buy assets first, then lifestyle. Not, I'll invest whatever's left after expenses. Because there's never anything left when you think that way. The move is, income comes in, a fixed percentage goes to assets immediately, then you live on the rest. This is sometimes called paying yourself first. And it's about as unsexy as personal finance advice gets, but it consistently works. Rich people don't have more willpower. They've just automated the decision so they don't have to make it every month. Forget income. Start tracking net worth. Net worth equals everything you own. Assets minus everything you owe. Liabilities. $10,000 in investments, $3,000 in savings, $5,000 in credit card debt equals $8,000 net worth. That number is the real one. That's the scoreboard that actually matters. Most people have no idea what their net worth is. That's not an accident. It's easier to not know. Knowing forces accountability. So people don't look. Your sneaker collection has a resale value. Your credit card balance has an interest rate. Both of those numbers go into the scoreboard. Not all debt is equal. This is important. Bad debt is borrowing money to buy things that lose value. Credit card balance on a PS5. Car loan on a depreciating vehicle. Buy now, pay later on sneakers. You're paying interest on something that's worth less every day. That's paying to lose. Good debt, in the right circumstances, it's sign masahe. Wake substances is borrowing money to acquire something that generates income or appreciates. A mortgage on a rental property. A loan to start a business with real revenue potential. The debt itself isn't the enemy. Debt on liabilities is. Most people are swimming in the bad kind. Let's actually run the numbers on those sneakers. Say you buy a pair for $200 every few months. That's maybe $600 to $800 a year on shoes you'll wear occasionally and eventually replace. Not judging, but let's say instead you put $600 into a basic index fund and left it alone for 20 years. Historically, broad market index funds have returned somewhere in the range of 7 to 10% annually on average, though past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Even at the conservative end, $600 turns into something meaningfully larger over 2 decades of compounding. You didn't work for that money. The asset WW.
Look at the difference here. Assets, like this house and these coins, bring wealth in. Liabilities, like this credit card bill, take it away.